And we are live, hump day on the Young Entrepreneur Project. Man, I love Wednesdays. It's dead center. You're like, all right, I know how I started the week and I know how I finish it. And today is that pivotal moment that you make it the best week to date. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yup Daily. My name is Ali Madawi. I am your global master trainer, and I'm super excited to have the privilege and the opportunity to deliver a message to you. Now, I have a small role to play today, and there is a lot of value that you're going to get. But before we get into today's topic and training, let me know how excited and how you can't hide it. Let me know how Govember is go, and you're treating it like that Govember to remember. Let me know how amazing of a production you are having so far. Let me know if you are IPAing all day, every day, because if you're not, what are we doing in here? Now, let me know where you're chiming in from, city, country, state, because we are young, we are entrepreneurs, and we are definitely globally in this project. So where are you chiming in from? Do me a favor also for our leaders. Make sure you share this live cast on the messenger groups that you are in. That way your team has access to this broadcast. Now, today is such an incredibly important day that I think you came in on the right spot because we're going to talk about time management and their relationship with the income producing activity. Some people say, well, Ali, you don't understand. I have a full-time job. All right, cool. Others say, Ali, you don't understand. I actually have a full-time business. All right, I get it. Ali, you don't understand. I got kids that I have to homeschool. Awesome. Totally makes sense. Ali, you don't get it. Listen, I heard it all. And I understand where you're coming from. I'm not judging. But today you're going to learn how you can best time manage your time to be able to do all the income producing activities, whether it is when you wake up, when you sleep, or anywhere in the middle of the day, including when you're sitting in the bathroom and scrolling. Oh, I know you do that. Oh, I know. We all do it. Now, here's the thing. Today, I got a special speaker, trainer, incredible superhero that is going to be training you and giving you the knowledge, wisdom that you've came here to receive. So first things first, she is a global entrepreneur. She's an international trainer, best-selling co-author, and motivational success coach. She has over 18 years experience. That's close to 2 decades. And the crazy thing, she's only graduated high school 15 years ago. Could you imagine she started when she was like 12? Now, here's the thing. That experience is in direct sales, in marketing, in the corporate side, and in the field itself. She has built organizations totaling hundreds of thousands of individuals in over 50 countries worldwide. She's an incredible wife to an amazing husband. She's an amazing mother and a fantastic grandmother. She's definitely a woman of faith and definitely a kidney donor. So you know for a fact that she says what she means and she means what she says. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to the one and only our VP of Sales and Training, Christina Perry. What's up, Christina?
Hello. Hey, everyone. I'm sitting here on the side where comments are coming in and people are, they're coming in from everywhere. I love seeing people across the globe, popping up. Obviously, we have the USA in the house in so many different states. We've got Portugal in the house and Nigeria. I love seeing this. So I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. And I'm really, really excited to be here. I didn't know until the very last second that we were going to be on this format, but I'm still going to have some volunteers. You're just going to have to work with me on this. But the first things first. So, especially since COVID, here's a question I have. And so please play. So what I would love, I'm so glad you have your Christina mug out. I mean, your Christmas mug out. Well, it could be a Christina mug. But here's my question. So please answer. What Netflix show have you binge watched during COVID? Come on. I know you're doing it. You're on Netflix. Come on. I need some answers. I need some help here. What have you been watching on Netflix, or what have you been watching on other formats? Most people, I'm not seeing any answers. I need for you guys to play with me. What have you been watching? Ollie, I'm going to have to hunt some people down.
They're coming.
Come on. Okay, because you can probably see them faster. So all of that.
You got that 5-second delay. So here they come. Madam Secretary.
There we go. You got to love a 5-second delay. Debbie Morton, I love that answer. Ooh, look at all these. None read books. Awesome. See all of this coming in. I've been up in Amish country, and I love it up in Indiana. I went there, and I had no technology, and I never wanted to leave. That was years ago. Love it. It's all coming in. Well, I just set all of you up, because if you're binge watching shows, you can be building a business. So I did that on purpose. Obviously, there's some great shows out there, and you need to have that personal time. But what I really want to talk about today, I set y'all up. I might do that more in the future too, so watch out. Anyway, so let's talk time management. So I need, and Ollie, you may need to help me with this, because I wasn't sure. I didn't realize people weren't going to actually be on a video, but I do need some help with this. I'm going to start with 2 volunteers. I need two volunteers. So the first one that I guess we see that pops up, first 2, you may see it faster than me. But I need 2 volunteers. This is going to help you grow, help you move forward.
That was a good setup, by the way. There's a lot of Madam Secretary and Chicago Med, and that you set yourself up for that one. All right, cool. So 2 volunteers come in right up. All right, so Facebook user, we don't see your name. It says
I don't know the name there.
Yeah. You got to give so we got
Joanne popped up. So Joanne, one of them just says Facebook user, so I don't know your name, so I'd like
let's go Joanne and Mary. You got
okay, so we've got Joanne Kimball and Mary Cadman. Okay, so I am getting to know everyone. I do not know you personally, so this is going to be an exercise that we are going to do. And unfortunately, because it's not live, so Ollie, help me as I put their answers in there. Mm-hmm. So one of you, so let me write the names down. So Joanne and Mary. Thank you for volunteering. So let me do this. Mary, would you please get out your handy dandy calculator?
Calculator, Mary.
If you could get out your handy dandy calculator, maybe on your phone, something nearby, and then give us a thumbs up once you have that calculator ready. Now, Joanne, and I may flip these depending on the time frame, and this is so important. So I want to talk time management. Now, some things have changed for a lot of people, especially in the front part of COVID. But the bottom line is time management, whether you are having to stay at home, no matter what, time management is so important. And people think that they're busy doing these IPAs that we focus on so much. But the bottom line is most of the time, this is not happening. How many of you with a thumbs up have had somebody say to you that they don't have time? Yep. When you're talking with people about a business, they don't have time. So we're going to do this exercise. All of you, I want you to do it yourself, but we're going to focus on Joanne with the answers.
So Mary said she's ready, just so you know. Okay. She's got the calculator.
Perfect. So everyone knows there's 168 hours in a week, correct?
Yep.
Some of you may have done this exercise before. What's so important, do it again. And then people that you've personally, sponsored and their teams, do this exercise. And this is also a great exercise when you start expectations, when somebody first enrolls, that you know that the allotted time that they're gonna have. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that 168. So Mary, 168 on that calculator. Now Joanne, what you're gonna simply do, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. This is about fixed time. I hate that I'm not hearing your voice.
I'm her voice. I got you.
Okay. Awesome. A male voice okay, here we go. So Joanne, we're going to start with fixed times. So what is your average night sleep? So just give us the number of hours per night on average that you sleep. So we want that. The average per night, and just pop in, let me know when we've got that answer.
I got you.
Okay, so
Average
average.
night's sleep for Joanne, and then Mary's keeping
Mary's
the
going to
numbers.
be subtracting. Right here, you're helping me with the numbers.
7. She gave you 7.
So 7 less. I wish I could get 7. So that's 7 nights a week. So that is what you're going to do. You're going to do 7 times 7. That's approximately 49 hours per week. So if you would subtract 49 from 168, and we're just going to keep these totals going. Now, Joanne, you may work from the home. You may work out of the home. How many? So the first thing I want to get is if you are working outside of the home, what is your commuting time? Is it 30 minutes to get to work? What is the time frame coming back? This is your windshield time. If you do not commute, just put in there that you don't commute, and we don't have to add those hours in. And while you are putting that in, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next question. Fixed time. So working your job. So it may be, you may be completely focused here at, yep, fantastic. Put in the average hours at your job. Give me your average hours per day that you are working. And if it's a Monday through Friday, just need to know the total number of hours in a week that you are focused in on your job. And if you're focused here at YEP, let me know. So Joanne, whoo, girl, 1 hour both ways. So guess what? She has windshield time of 2 hours. Is that 5 days a week? So 5 days a week. I don't want to assume that, but we're going to go ahead, Mary, and subtract 10 hours from the remaining that you have. Okay, so we've got that. So now, as you said, 16 hours away. I'm not sure what that meant. Okay, so then the next question is that how many? If you said 16 hours, sorry, 1 hour total. So we're 1 hour total a day. First, I'm sorry, Mary. So you've got the 168 minus the 49 minus
5.
The 5. Correct. So the next thing we're going to do is what I want you to think about is I need, and she says she does that 2 times a week. See, this is the thing about coming in kind of slow with this. So that's actually a little bit different. She does that 2 times a week. So really it's 2 hours. So Mary, if you're with me.
So 49 plus 2 hours. So that's 51 hours to deduct from the 168 so far.
Okay. How many hours are you working your job? How many hours are you working in your career? How many hours a week total? So go ahead and just give me the total per week. How many hours are you focused in on job?
16 hours total.
Okay, 16 hours a week. Okay, perfect. So then what I want you to think about, so kind of get the totals of this. Obviously, Joanne, you're female. It may make a little bit difference than what, Ollie may do as a male, but I want you to think about the times about you getting ready in the mornings, getting ready for bed at night. I mean, literally the showering, everything that you do time-wise, that these are things that you have to do. Well, at least I hope you're doing it. That those type of hours. So that's really your personal time. So if you give me a total of that, is it 30 minutes, in the morning and at night, is an hour? What is that? Obviously, you're getting ready. So that number is going to pop up here in just a moment. So as she's doing that, the next question, are you cooking meals? So most people eat 3 times a day.
I got the numbers for.
All right, thank you. So the next thing I want you to think about is that how often are you cooking? How many meals per day are you cooking? So it's
1 hour. 1 hour a day.
Okay. So we're going to add in that. So that is 7 hours.
7. Yep, I got it.
Okay. Then the next thing is do you exercise? You take out the personal time for that. Church. Are you in church, or is it still, even if it's online right now, take out that time. So what are the hours total per week that you're doing that? Time for yourself, like I said, the exercise, meditation, praying, church, put those hours in the total per week. And then married, what is the time that you're spending with your spouse? What is the time that you have allotted for children? Now, Joanne, you may or may not have children or whatever your situation is. How much are you? So 4 meals a day, half hours. So that's basically 2
hours per day.
So I would go ahead and probably that's the prep time
14.
eating. I'd probably say 2.5 hours, 3 hours total eating.
3 hours. So that's 21 hours a week.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. And then the time spent with, your children, which is important. Are you online schooling at all? And so if you could give me those. And there may be some other things, because you also have to put in like unplanned events, emergency things can happen. So I always throw in, another 5 hours, because you never know what's going to come up, right? So let's go ahead and subtract another 5 hours. So
5 hours.
Right. So here's what I'm going to do here. So right now, Joanne, I do want to ask a question. So right now you're telling me that you're working 16 hours per week at your job. How much time are you putting into, on average, per week with Yep? So you're working a job. How many hours per week, on average, are you putting in for Yep? And as we're getting these final numbers here, pulling all of this together, this is just so important. And I want to, while we're getting these final numbers, and Ollie, you're pulling that together.
I got the numbers together. Yeah. So Joanne said she lost sound for a minute. Okay. So she said 10 hours total per week on her Yep business.
Okay. So 10 hours per week. So go ahead and don't tell me the number, but just go ahead and give me that final number. And if you added in that extra 5, because I always like to pull.
Yep, we did that.
Okay, perfect.
It's a ridiculous revelation. I don't even know if people are ready for this.
So here's what I want to share with you. I have done this exercise for years and years. I have worked with single parents, single mothers that are working 2 and 3 jobs. I've worked with people that have, that may be in a direct selling company, have a job. I mean, I have managed to always find time for people to build their business. What is that number?
The number left after the 110 hours that Joanne does everything that we did is 58 hours that are unused. That's after sleeping and showering and eating and family time and eating time and reading time and whatever else that we've talked about. She still has 58 hours per week. That's like a full-time and a part-time job type of schedule that's still available to be used.
So, Ollie, what's so important here? So she did add another 2 hours a day. Let's go ahead and take another 10 hours off. Still 48, right?
Still 48 hours.
So Joanne, here, obviously everyone, you volunteered. So I'm working with you right now. Obviously, by this time, I've already worked with you as somebody that I personally brought in. I'm going to be working with you. We're going to get your why. We talked about that yesterday. You'll always hear me say, if your why didn't make you cry, get a new one. Probably heard that before. You need to hear it over and over and over again, because it changes. I'm going to know your why. We're going to set goals, and we're going to have all of that out. And then we're going to sit and we're going to go through this time, the 168, and we're going to back things out. And then through your goals, everybody's goals are different, right, Ollie? Some people just want to make, they just want to be a part of Yep. Really making money is really not that important. So they just like the hugs. They just love that whole being a part of something. Then you've got those people that, not only are they learning, being educated, soon to be being able to have more products and things like that. Some people want to maybe just jump on the product, just customer wise, right? Then there's those people that maybe want to make an extra 500 to 1,000 a month. Then there are those people that would like to make an extra 5,000 a month. There's people that would like to call in well. What is that, Ollie?
Yeah, I want to bring it all. I want to change my family tree and their generations to come after them. I want to have a picture of myself in every house in the next 1,000 years of my family tree.
Wow. And here's what I mean, guys, by call in well. How many times have you had to call in sick? How about picking up that phone and calling in well? Well, actually, I'm having an amazing day. I'm just calling to let you know I'm resigning.
Yeah.
Call in well. And then you're going to be able to have, over the next 1,000 years, this tree to be able to, some people may love their career. They don't ever want to leave it. And God bless you. That wasn't me. I left my career when I was 30, my corporate America career when I was 37. Never looked back, by the way. So you have those options. So people have different goals as to where they want to go with Yep. So Joanne, based on the goals, if you are someone who says, because you said you were working the business on average 10 hours a week. So here's the thing. So based on your goals and based on where you want to go, I will sit down with you and say, hey, even after taking all of this out, we have an extra 48 hours. What if we just added another 10 to YEP?
Mm-hmm.
What could you possibly do in those 10 hours? So when it comes to this whole fix, you can go Google fixed times. You can go Google, I'm sure that we can get it together and provide, just the fixed times, so you can understand, in helping others. Some of you may already have this. You've got it down. But for those of you that don't, do this exercise yourself. You will be blown away. You'll be blown away. But it's also, again, based on your goals, your desire, your passion about moving forward, that's going to actually take those extra hours and do what you can do with YEP, which is so important. So, Ollie, during this process, I'm just curious, were you kind of in your own mind doing your own numbers at all?
Oh, I was like, Christina, don't ask me about my hours because I don't know what I'm going to get. Because the reality is we get so caught up in our own routines that sometimes we don't take the time to evaluate. It's good that I'm doing stuff, but am I efficient enough? And am I actually maximizing the time that I have? And I'm going to do this exercise by myself just to see, because I like to think that my schedule is packed and I live by my calendar from the moment I wake up till the moment I go to sleep. I put the eating time, the meditation time, the workout, I put it all in there. And I definitely have to do this evaluation for myself to reevaluate. Maybe there are certain things that I have to reconstruct in my routines or the way I do things. And this was an incredible revelation. I don't know about you all, but wow is all I can give you, Christina, on that.
And what we truly realized through this, and I encourage all of you to get with every person that you personally sponsor, do this activity together. I just think it's so important in that revelation. So I've always been, there was an article that was written many, many years ago about a belief that I have, and it was no excuses. And no excuses, by the way, an excuse is a well-planned lie. Let me just throw that in there. Mm-hmm. An excuse is a well-planned lie. We make excuses to ourselves. We make excuses to others. And I'm just a no excuse type of person, especially, when someone has that driven desire to move forward. And then, we talk about the IPAs all the time. Every word, I'm just sitting here looking at some of these. I'm just sitting here looking at some of these people's comments. But I look at now, we talk about the IPAs and how truly important that is. But I'll also say you must do IPAs, but there's still certain times during the day that you do take that time to connect with more people on social media, to go dive in, to go add maybe 10 new friends. To go focus on your social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you have that. Now, that can turn into IPAs, but in my opinion, connecting with people, just trying to, what you're going to post, what you're going to do, that can lead into IPAs, but you still need to take some time to do that, in my opinion, in the morning. And if you want to, do this time, if you're going to do it maybe 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes afternoon, 20 minutes evening, 30. But don't be that person, just like Ollie was saying, because when you're in the restroom, you're scrolling. Mm-hmm. So you can scroll then all day long, but, as long as you're, But the whole thing is that too many people are obsessed with social media. So one of the things that I do, and now that I've transitioned now over to YEP, there's a lot of things I have to update on my own social media, but I think it's important. But it's also that connection of, connecting with more people, building those relationships. Some things just real quick that can help. And then I'm going to pass it, if you have any questions or things that you want me to touch on, or if anybody has one of the things while I'm kind of closing this out and going over, some things, some suggestions, if you have any questions that you want to throw in it could really be anything at this point right now, but if there are any questions that you have, but just some suggestions, and I had actually put some together. You have your weekly goals, your monthly, you've got your 30-day, 60-day, and moving forward about where you see yourself. Some things that are very, very important is creating a daily plan. So whether you do that first thing in the morning, if you do it at night, then you wake up to it and your day is planned. There's some things that are really important about your time management. Use a calendar. I use Calendly. I know Jimmy uses that. Use a calendar. That is so important. One of the things that I had to learn was I had to learn to say no. It's really difficult for my personality type because I love, even though I'm type A and I'm driven, a Ruby, Sapphire backup, but we'll do a whole training on that too, although I know a lot of you know about all that, but that's important as well. But it's so important to be able to say no. It's also so important to be able to, when you set times to get with someone, please set a time limit. There is so much that can be done in 15 minutes. And sometimes conversations can go out to 30 minutes, to 45. And then you end up talking about stuff that is not even helping. But one of the things that I will do is that I will make sure that my calendar is very specific. You may have somebody call you out of the blue or text you, say, hey, can you talk? Folks, put a limit. I've got 15 minutes. Because what will happen is that if you don't stick with your allotted time frame, you will be taken advantage of. And so that's where you've got to stop it. It's got to have a hard stop. Even when you're doing three-way calls, it doesn't take that long to do a three-way call. If you're on a three-way call longer than 10 or 15 minutes, you are saying way too much. These are lots of different trainings that we will go into. Know your deadlines. These are some things that I put together over here. One of the things we're talking about, setting those limits, setting those, the limited times and getting with people. Make sure you've got your clock, your watch, your phone right in front of you so you can see the kind of time frame. You'd be so surprised within the time frame that you're actually working the business. Make sure that you're working towards a goal. Take out distractions. Distractions, guys, distractions can be anything for a little silver shiny object. There's so many people out there that bounce off of shiny objects all the time. Stay focused, block out noise. This is not just about time management. This is just period. Where we're going with this company, oh my gosh, droves of people. We were talking yesterday, people are going to be waiting in line to become a part of Yep. And so just important to block out distractions. And I'm also going to go ahead and touch on this. There could be a whole training on this. Drama. We used to say, leave the drama to your mama. But drama, we don't have time for that. And I'll give you a little hint about what we would do if something transpires where, because y'all, this is life. It's life. Okay, so drama is going to happen, but it depends on how you handle it. Don't be the drama person. If somebody comes to you, and don't spread drama. If you've got person A that has a conflict or something's going on with person B, get both of those people on a Zoom, on a three-way call. I have guided so many people through challenges because that's going to happen too. And I know I'm kind of jumping off the time management, but these are just little helpful hints, because what happens is when you get caught up in these other things and distractions and drama, guess what? It takes away from what you're doing to build your dynasty. And so, again, just really, really important. You want to make sure that you prioritize. So when you're setting up your day and you're focused, prioritize what is the most important first. And you need to go through that. So I just want to give a little bit of direction there. I don't know if any questions, because I've been focused on looking into the camera. Do we have any questions, or do you have any questions, thoughts? Ollie, or have any questions come in?
No, I'm keeping an eye on everything from Facebook and or from here. So far we're good. Just a lot of revelations that people are having As far as some people are calling themselves out, like, oh my God, I just did it. I have plenty of time. I can't believe I have so much time in my week. And it's so true. And I'd say it comes down to priorities, like for those of you, I love you, but you set yourself up for it. Who said, Madam Secretary or whatever the shows that you were, talking about on Netflix, is that the real priority in your life right now? My wife and I removed cable from our house before the beginning of 2000 and before the beginning of 2016. And we said, like, it's stupid. We don't have time for this. And best thing that we've ever done. That was the first year that we've documented on 16 and on 17, 7 figures in gross revenue in our business. And I'm not saying that it's just because of the TV, but it's just very interesting to see when you remove, a 2-hour show a day or whatever it may be of a distraction, you can do so much more. So it really, really comes down to that. So spot on with everything today.
Yes, for sure. Somebody was asking, can we put these questions in the group? Absolutely. We'll get those, and I'll get those over. So we will do that. Mary said something about, difficulty saying no. With people with, in the Arabic community. And I've been working a lot recently. And, one of the things that is so important, especially when you're working with people on a global basis, obviously it's different cultures. One of the things that if you're working with an Arabic group or whatever group across the globe it is, like we've got Portugal and we've got Nigeria, I'm sure some others came in here, and you've got the UK. And one of the very first things that I do when I'm working with groups of people that are not, I'm in North Carolina. I'm sure y'all probably detected an accent. But when I travel, when I'm working with groups, you know what I do? I actually ask them, help me to understand. I want to learn your culture. I want to learn more about how, I've never been to any Arabic community. Tell me a little bit about your culture. And they'll share that with you because they want to share. And this is anywhere. I remember when I was working so much over in the UK, and traveling in Europe and Spain and Germany and all these places, I wanted to know their culture. Literally sitting down with people from some people that only spoke German, and there was somebody that was with me that translated. But I will share with you what I did is I said, don't translate for me. I want to work this out. Now, of course, we were drawing pictures on napkins. It was hysterical. But my point with that is get to know the cultures, ask them about it. So then the whole thing is that they may assume they know your culture. And so all of this is obviously just a side little teaching here. But when you get to know, people appreciate that. And then you can come back in, and with scheduling and time, they respect, people do respect time, and they will respect you more. Just trust me on this. They will, in a kind, no, not, this is my time schedule. This is my time frame. And, if you need to make sure you've got another appointment set, because I'm not a person that will be dishonest, because it was true. Because some people can just keep talking and won't let you get, I would literally text my husband and say, sweetie, can you please call me? And I would answer the phone because I was being honest, because I said, I've got to take this. Because somebody did call. But so there's all those little tricks. But again, just kind of long-winded to say, get to know the different cultures and ask them, and that will help you certainly. So hopefully that helped a little bit. Yes, Jimmy, they certainly do. I have my calendar. Yes, that is so true. Let's see. Anything else? It looks like, I just think people are just kind of sitting there like a deer in headlights with 168 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much. If shameless plug, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 3 p.m., we have our income producing activity workshop. It is focused and concentrated for those of you who are building the young entrepreneur project as a full-time income. I can tell you the best thing that you can do for yourself is show up and include your team. This is going to be focused on building your business, prospecting together. You're going to see what we say, how we say it, when we say it. We're going to share our screen and 100% equip you with the right answers, the right strategies, the right techniques that you can be efficient with your time. So you're not just spending 2 hours wondering, who do I talk to? But you'll see how the average person that we work with, the minimum, let's say you are the worst of them all within those 2 hours, you'll find yourself speaking to an average of 7 people. I mean, within 2 hours, imagine how much more you can do throughout the whole week, but just in 2 hours. Most of us go for 30, 40, 50 people within those 2 hours. So again, imagine how your business is going to look like. YupTribeZoom.com is where we're going to be. This is going to be for active young entrepreneur project members who are looking to also build the business. So YupTribeZoom.com. We will be seeing you there at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Christina, any parting words?
I'm actually going to try to, I may not be able to be there the whole time, but I'm going to do my best to pop in there today so we can do some of that together. Not sure the exact time. Again, there was something else that I was going to say. I just lost it. Anyway, we will make sure that we get those questions in the group for sure. Oh, and I was going to say, be on the lookout. Here's what I would do. I would encourage each and every one of you and anyone, obviously people can come back and watch it later. I got to tell you, Ali, just listening to him when I was first just watching and listening to him train, you are fantabulous. One of my favorite words. I don't even know if it's a word, but you are absolutely amazing. And I'm excited that we're going to be able to do a lot of this together. Guys, be on the lookout for some strategy for those high level people that are really looking to strategize. That is my favorite thing to do. We'll have some strategy sessions and truly helping you move forward. Remember, we're going to quadruple November. That is the goal. So let us know how we can help. So with that, Ali, I'm going to pass it back to you to close.
Love it. Who's going Rising Star by Thursday? I want to know right now, who is going Rising Star by Thursday? Who are we celebrating? Who are we highlighting? Who are we putting on a pedestal? I want 20 people to go Rising Star this week. I think I have 20 soon to be Rising Stars in here. Now, you may be one business member away. You may be 100 business volume away. You may be 75. You may be one starter pack away, because there are 2 paths to it. The very first path, 2 business members or higher. Congratulations, you're a Rising Star. And or you can accumulate a grand total of 225 business volume on each one of your team that you've personally enrolled. And congratulations, you just became a Rising Star. So let's go all out. I know for a fact you can do it. I know you have time. Man, oh man, I'm gonna hold that against you from now on. I know you have time. The question is, what are you doing with your times? And for those of you who put those titles on for Netflix, I took a screenshot. I'm coming up to you. All right, y'all. I appreciate and love each and every one of you, and make it a great, productive day. Don't forget who you are. You are young, you are entrepreneurs, and this is your project. Have a blessed day, everybody. See y'all at 1 o'clock.